Magic Rock, Clairvoyance.
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Bands, Bikes and Booze Reviews. I've got one from the Magic Rock Brewery, and it is their I always do this. Double dry hopped IPA. It's not double dropped. I've just had one of them non-alcoholic stouts from the Big Drop Brewing Company. Fuck it, I will never make that mistake again buying non-alcoholic beer. Fuck that. I've got dropped on the brain now, but this is double dry hopped IPA. I'll get onto what double dry hopping is in a minute. This was picked up from Morrison's, and I like Magic Rock. They do some fantastic stuff, and everyone I've tried so far has been really good. And I'm hoping that, again, this is not going to be an exception to the rule. Now, I've tried double dry hopped IPAs before, and they're big on flavour, big on aroma, and that is because of the double dry hopping. What is double dry hopping? Well, that is when you add hops after the boil, and you can add it. I think there's three. Is there 3 stages? I think there's three stages after that. There's 3 stages to the brewing, but there's 2 stages after that, and I think they add just hops, basic hops, and they just throw them into the boil, or what has boiled, and that will give you extra aroma and it will give you extra flavour. A lot of people do that. A lot of people don't make a big thing about dry hopping. Double dry hopping is when you do it at different temperatures. Now, the temperature you brew your beer, them hops, when you boil them at different temperatures, you are going to get different flavours. Now, hops, when they're boiled, of course, yeah, they release the bitterness, but they also release, what they're renowned for. They're either their citrus, their earthiness, their pine, obviously their bitterness, but the other stuff that makes them unique, and the different flavours you get. When I talk about pineapple and grapefruit and mango and that sort of stuff, that's all come from the hops. And if you boil them at different temperatures, or you add them at different temperatures, you get different flavours. Usually when you dry hop, you don't get the bitterness that you normally get from when you boil, because boil releases the bitterness. Boiling, should I say, releases the bitterness. Anyway, I'm going off on a bit of a tangent now. I should sort of dedicate a whole episode to hops, and dry hopping and etc. But that's basically what it is. It's hops that has been added post boil, and as I say, it does give it a nice flavour. I've tried double dry hopped IPAs before. They're normally high in alcohol, very, very fruity, tend to be bitter now and again, but they can also be quite sweet as well. So let's stop gassing and let's start drinking. So as I say, this is a 440ml can, and it is obviously the Clairvoyance is the name of the IPA. It's double dry hopped, as I was just explaining. What does it say on the side of the can? Registered in the Vegan Society, Magic Rock, based in Huddersfield, blah blah blah. Pretty plain old can there. I don't know if you can see that or not. It's just abstract art. You tend to get them now on craft brewed cans. It's great that this is dry hops, but it does contain some other stuff as well. And I was looking at it doesn't say this on here, but I was looking at the ingredients, and it contains oats and wheat, which give it body and a nice mouthfeel. Also contains dextrose as well, which I think they've done to lower the pH, not to make it bitter, basically. Dextrose is a form of sugar, so they've just added sugar. The hops that are using this are T90 Citra, which I think are maybe hop pellets rather than fresh hops. I'm not sure, but they're they're in there as well. And they've used Matuka, which is a substitute for SARS hops. So, read into that what you will. Let's get this open and let's see what's going on in the can. Right, on the nose, out of the can. And before I even get my nose there, I'm getting bombarded with big hop flavours, which I would expect from a double dry hopped IPA. Wow, yeah. Intense grapefruit and mango coming off of that. Really strong. And it's like the two are having a battle. The grapefruit and the mango. The sweetness of the mango and the bitterness from the grapefruit. And it smells very fruity. I'm wondering what sort of style IPA this is. Now it says this may contain sediment, so obviously it's not filled, so I'm expecting hazy goodness from this. And it looks like I'm not disappointed either. And that is really lively. Oh, you can see that or not, but that is a lovely golden yellow colour, yellowy orange colour. It almost looks like mango juice or orange juice of some description. What we're getting on the nose. Wow. Super aromas there. Fucking hell. There's a lovely creamy sweet mango coming from that. That initial grapefruit bitterness seems to have gone now. And this is smelling like a really good New England IPA or East Coast IPA, whichever one you prefer. It smells that good I could just sit here sniffing it, which is a bit weird when you've got a beer in your hand and you just sit there sniffing it, but it smells that good. It smells absolutely gorgeous. And it looks great as well. I mean, look at that. That is a 2.5 finger head, foamy white head on a yellow golden body. Hazy body, you can't see through that. As I say, I just love that smell. It's just amazing. Let's stop gassing, let's start drinking. That grapefruit bitterness is back with a vengeance. But that gives way to a big, smooth, fruity aftertaste of orange and tangerine and mango as well. The bitterness on there, I'm sure there's a little bit of spirit alcohol that's just subtly poking its head through on that, because I'm getting that as well. But this is all about huge grapefruit, huge mango and orange. They're the three dominant flavours in this. It tastes great. It tastes like a New England should. And there must have been some sediment at the bottom, because I've just poured some in now, and that is now really sweet. That harsh bitterness, like the grapefruit bitterness, has gone. We did in that mouthful. Let's see if it's still there. It's still there, but that's given way to huge fruit flavours on that, and it's great. It is really refreshing. It's really nice, really juicy, really fruity. I tried the Northern Monk Newer England. This is quite similar, although there's a bit more bitterness, grapefruit bitterness in this one than there is on that one. But this one isn't bad. I'm quite liking this. Mouthfeel is superb. I imagine that's from the wheat and the oats. It's just full of body. It's got real good body on that. And it is just a fruit fest in that. It really is. You know, you've got a touch of grapefruit bitterness, which seems to have calmed down now. Since I poured the whole lot in there, that last lot must have had the sediment in there, and it's just so sweet. But there's grapefruit bitterness all the way through it. But that gives way. I can see what they mean about the pH, that it's not too acidic. And I was a bit wary about the dextrose being added, but that doesn't really affect the flavour at all. It's all about the hops that have gone in this. There's no real discernible malt flavours in this at all. I'm not getting any malt that I can get on my palate anyway. Maybe someone else might try that and get some, but this is just fruit. And even just taking your nose up to it, you just get a waft of sweet tropical stone fruit. So what's the verdict? This reminds me of a New England or East Coast IPA. It's massive on fruit. There is some grapefruit bitterness in there, definitely, without a doubt. But it's balanced with really nice mango, sweet mango, orange flavour, a bit of sort of tangerine. There's a slight bitterness to the orange on the arse end on it, but it's lovely. And the aroma, you know, even now I'm getting fruit aromas from here. It's amazing. And that double dry hopping, it has made a difference to this. And it was the same with the Northern Monk as well. You just get massive and masses and masses of fruit flavour from them dry double hopped IPAs. And this is no exception. And that is why I'm going to give this a 10 out of 10. I think this is superb. I love it. This to me is my favourite style of American IPA. And it's what I'd expect from a good American style IPA. You know, there's brands out there or brewers that are out there that are calling their stuff, you know, American IPAs and all that, and they taste nothing like it. This is what, if I was, you know, drinking a New England or an East Coast, this would be what I was expecting. This is the archetypal stuff, like the Northern Monk, New England, like the Northern Monk and Brewdog Vermont sessions, similar to that. And it's great. I love it. It's 10 out of 10, and this is definitely recommended. And as I always say, life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.